Hello guys, how are you doing? I'm just laying out the cards here. I want to say thank you for tuning in. I hope that you stay for the entire video. This is a general collective reading for those of you who are unfamiliar with my readings. So general collective readings are a lot of messages for the collective. That means that not every message is going to resonate with you because they're not specific to, they're not personal readings and they're not signed readings. So you have to take the messages that resonate with you. So if I tell you that an alien is coming down to meet with you tomorrow, discuss the business that you guys were talking about last week, and you know you didn't meet with the alien last week, not your message. And that's fine because we're going to move on to a lot of different messages. And you just have to take the one that resonates with you. Okay. Excuse me. So the first message, while I am staring at the cards, giving you the intro, is about a relationship. It's definitely about a relationship or a partnership, and it could be in a. So this is what I'm getting from this. Is there's a tentative relationship or some sort of business partnership, and when I say business partnership, all I mean by that is like it could be a relationship that a coworker, that is a business relationship, right? It's a relationship that exists within the confines of work, career, business. So you have to take it as it resonates. If you're somebody who's like, has a career where you have to have like business meetings with people, then, it's that. If it's just, you work a regular, just 9-to-5 job and it's a connection that, is a coworker or, or acquaintance at work, then it's that. So you have to take it for whatever level it is. But there is a relationship that has potential to be more than business. It has the potential, but somebody is very hesitant to take it there. So another way you can look at this is if you have a relationship with someone and it's just platonic, it's a friendship, because you got a lot of platonic cards here. And if you don't know what platonic means, that means non-romantic. You have a lot of, the pentacles are non-romantic cards. They're platonic. And even when you speak about pentacles in the romantic sense, they still consist of they talk about the business aspect of relationships, right? Getting down to the nitty gritty. How do we live life? How do we make things work? How do we, so it's the non-platonic energy of the pentacles that's showing up heavy, 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 heavy. And I'm going to be quite honest with you. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. So you have to take it as it resonates with you, who you are in this situation, if it does resonate. But there is someone here who feels as though, and I'm going to, this is another way, this is coming up for me right now, but just in the context of relationships, there's someone here who's hesitant to get in a partnership, romantic partnership, because they feel the other person doesn't have the stability that they want and can't in the future provide the stability that they want. So this is somebody here is very practical. So you might be dealing with an earth sign. You might be an earth sign yourself. You might be an earth sign yourself. But this is somebody who doesn't get, this is somebody who's older and lived enough lives and dealt with enough heartbreaks to now want stability. It's like, if you're not bringing stability into my life, what are you bringing? And so this is somebody who feels the connection. If you feel as though they don't feel the connection, or if this is you, other way, flip it, how it goes. But they feel the connection, like it's there. It's not like they don't have emotions, but I'm telling you that that's not enough. Like people say, love don't pay the bills. This is somebody who's like, yeah, I feel how I feel, but love don't pay the bills. So we can remain friends, or we can remain co-workers, or however it goes. But that's all it will be. It won't be anything more than that. And I don't know if this decision is terribly final. Real quick, I'm just about to see if this decision is final, or if this person or you can be swayed, because I'm in the firm belief that when it comes to romantic relationships, they're contemplating it. So it's not a final decision. It's not a final decision. They're in a contemplative stage, but again, it's the sword. So this person is so regardless if, let me finish I have a tendency to not finish thoughts when another thought comes into my brain. I'm in a firm belief that when it comes to relationships in general, if this is romantic, well, yeah, this one, the story I'm telling is romantic. I'll get into the other interpretation in a second. The things that are important to you in relationships, things are important to you. So if love and passion is the most important thing, you're like, we can live in a cardboard box, as long as there's love and passion there. I'm not judging that. That's you. But if you are somebody who values stability and long term and how you can build a life with the person, and that is the most important determining factor of who you're going to be in a relationship with, then I feel as though that's more difficult, or maybe not more difficult, because somebody who's like, very passion driven might, because a lot of people who are passion driven ends up settling for the practicality, and then they cheat the entire relationship, looking for that passion that they knew they weren't going to get from the person that they married, but they had to compromise. So I think that's the age-old question when it comes to love and romantic relationships, right? Oftentimes you get the practicality without the passion, and the passion without the practicality. It's very hard to find someone or a relationship that embodies both those things. And I think whoever this person here is, there's someone who values practicality over passion. Not saying they wouldn't enjoy passion, but they just value practicality over passion. So however it goes, whoever the other person is in this situation, they have to understand what they're getting involved with. Okay. You're getting involved with it, and it really irritates me when people say that they love someone, but they don't understand their nature of who they are as a person. Like, how do you love someone, but you don't understand who they are to their core? You're with someone who to their core values practicality and stability and finances over passion and emotion, right? So that's what they need to feel comfortable and happy and successful in a relationship. And you have to understand that in order to be in a happy, successful, comfortable relationship with this person. And if you are somebody who can't make that fit with their rationale, you're going to have a bumpy ride trying to change this person, because that's what happens when we get into a relationship, right? And we settle on the fundamentals. You get into a relationship and you try to change that. So if one person is passion, emotion driven, then they're going to and they date someone who is practical and, forward thinking in a relationship about the stability. They're going to feel like they're dating a robot. You're going to feel like you're dating a robot because they're never fulfilling your emotional needs. And then you're going to blame that person for not being the person that you want. Essentially, what happens is oftentimes you get into relationships with people where you don't understand the core of who they are as a person, or you don't care to, or you just ignore it. And then you spend the entire time nagging them to change the core of who they are as a person. They're not emotionally available. They're not this. They're not there. They don't cry. They don't show me passion. They're not spontaneous. I think that person was not those things before you met them and during the time you did know them before you married them. And for some reason, you felt the need to change this person. And it's funny because when you get into a relationship with people who match your energy, because I'm telling you right now, because we see it all the time on social media. We see it all the time, right? The people who are not emotionally available, who are not, who love language, essentially love languages just are different. Somebody's in a relationship who's very emotional and passion driven and needs that constant, feeding of those two things to keep them feeling engaged in a relationship. And then they get with a person who's more stoic and doesn't like emotion and doesn't necessarily drive off passion and doesn't open up and doesn't necessarily want to talk about feelings and, those sort of things, right? And then you spend the whole time listening to people online complain about how their person was emotionally closed off and they're the villain and they're this and they're that. And at the end of the day, really all the story is nobody's the villain there. You just have two people who fundamentally are very different. Nobody is the villain. But you look like the villain when you partner up with people whose foundation whose core of who they are is fundamentally different than yours, and the things that you value are fundamentally different. And try to make that work in a romantic sense. And somebody always ends up being the villain. So you can't be a person who is, unless you understand the person that you're with and you accept them. It's like the idea of, like I said, somebody being with a robot. Now, if you're with a robot, it's like, I understand I'm in a romantic relationship with a robot. I can't rewire that robot to be something that they're not. So I accept them for who they are. I accept that, when I'm crying, they're not going to be the most emotional person in the world. They're going to come at me with practicality. So what's the point of me getting upset when they come at my crying and my emotional needs practically when they're a robot? That's who they are to their core. So is stop compromising on the fundamental things, because you're making yourself miserable. Other superficial things can be changed, can be compromised, can be this and that. But the idea, and I see it all the time, and I think maybe I'm speaking on it because it is all these relationship experts, but they tell you to change. They tell you that it's okay to get into a relationship to change the nature of the way another person is. And I'm thinking to myself, when do we make that acceptable in life? Somebody's not abusive because they aren't as emotional as you are. That's not abuse. That is fundamentally being different. Now you accept that person for who they are, or you move on, but you don't change that person. Okay. And if you, regardless of who is here, you have to understand that whoever this one person is, they are fundamentally very practical. And so if you are passionate and emotionally driven, this relationship isn't for you. Now I asked if this person was set, because this is a person that's coming up as the practical person, whoever that is, whether it's you or the other person. And if they were kind of made up their mind about, and then also the reason why I'm thinking this has somebody here who has a lot of earth energy in their chart. It might not necessarily be an earth sign, because the earth sign, sun sign is just what we show to the world, but they might have fundamentally a lot of earth in their chart. They move incredibly slow. So that's something else you need to understand. If you're dating this person, you decide to accept that they are the way they are, it might take a really long time to get to a marriage. And again, you're judging someone based on past experiences. Maybe you dated people who are very fiery in the past, who move very quick, who matched your energy, but they didn't give you the stability, right? That's the catch-22. But they always moved very quick. And now you're dating somebody who will give you the stability, but they're moving like a turtle. And now you want to push them to move faster. You can't push a turtle to move faster. A turtle was a turtle. And then you're judging their slow moving energy based on the previous relationships you had, where you're thinking, well, they must not want me. They must not want to settle down with me because they're moving too slow. Based on what? Based on previous relationships with people you had that moved too fast and didn't want you? How does that math? That math is not mathing. Those two, that equation is not adding up. That equation isn't equationing out evenly. So you need to stop judging this person based on your fundamental core energies or people from the past, and judge this person based on who they are. So if you look at this person very practically, I know that's hard to do for people who are emotionally and passion driven, but if you look at this person very practically and you say, okay, they're a robot. They're not emotional. They're not passion driven. They're not spontaneous. They're not going to give me the immediate thrills that I've gotten in past relationships. They are somebody who shows me that they care and they are committed and they want a future with me. They just move very slow. And that is not indicative of the fact that they have hesitation about me. It's just how they move, because they have to be in their head about a lot of things, everything, all the time. And that's just who they are. And then you accept that person for who they are and be in a relationship with that person. That relationship is going to move it's going to move like a calm stream, as opposed to a tumultuous river with a difficult current. Because you have to understand who people are to their core and accept them for who they are to their core. If their core fundamental person that they are, you cannot change that person. Okay. And so I think here, this is somebody who is being very practical, who's being contemplating. And it's not even, they're in a good place. This is somebody who's like in a bath with roses, and they're not too stressed out about it. It's not stress because they know they have a connection with you and it can go further. It's just whether this person, and also I feel like this person is also in a contemplative state about taking action towards this relationship. It's another little angle here. There's somebody here who's in a contemplative state about taking action towards a relationship because they know that the person, whoever you are, like I said, flipped energies, how they go, is someone to settle down with. So you've met someone who sees you, or you are the person who sees someone else as someone not to play with, right? We put people in categories. Now, I've told people this before, and especially women have a hard time believing that men categorize them, right? They do. They very rarely jump into relationships with the rose-colored glasses that women do, and it's like all love and fluff and heart and, you know, how you were in high school when you start drawing names and hearts all over your notebooks. Men very rarely do that. They are very practical and very 3D and very physical in their attraction and pursuit of women. So they put women in categories, and oftentimes they're not very complicated. It's going to be two categories: something you play with or something you settle down with. And if a man is in a phase of his life where they just want to play, they're going to attract or chase after women who they deem playthings. And so every once in a while, with the course of women who are readily available to men, because there are a lot of them, they're going to run into one or two women who are not playthings. They misjudged, right? They ran into a woman who wasn't a plaything. This is somebody you settle down with, right? But I'm not ready to settle down. That's not where I'm at right now. I'm looking for playthings. I want to play. So now this person has met someone, and I'm not necessarily saying that's where this person was. Maybe they were somebody who was ready to, or looking for someone to be in a relationship with. But once it got presented to them in real time, for real, they had to, like, oh shoot, now I gotta, like I said, I wanted this, right? But now it's here. Now I have to really make a real decision. Do I want the responsibility of being in a relationship? Because being in a relationship is responsibility. Now it's like, oh shit, it's here. Now I gotta really, am I gonna step up? Like I said, I was ready because the universe delivered what I said I wanted, and now it's real. It's not in my head anymore. It's not a fantasy. It's not, now it's real. Now I gotta put in real work. Do I really want to do that? And then you have another person who is like looking for a plaything, met someone who's settled down material. Now they have to decide, am I ready for this? So that's the energy that I'm picking up here. The decision hasn't been made yet, though. So if you're looking, so I'm going to give you for the three different scenarios. So the person that's looking for a plaything, I think they are going to continue just be a plaything. So it's going to be someone that you talk to. They enjoy talking to you, but they are not ready to settle down, and they are not going to settle down with you. If it is the situation where there is the person who is very practical and they don't necessarily see you as someone who is financially or stability wise really what they're looking for, I think there is a high potential of having feelings of this person falling in love with you, but they're fighting the urge to move forward into something that's more committed, right? And you might deal with somebody who you feel just ends up being a liar, because they weren't upfront with the fact that they really didn't see a future with you. And honesty needs to come out with that situation, because you are going to get more emotionally wrapped up, or the other person take it as it comes, and it's a lesson for you. And that's going to come to an end as well, to be less open emotionally and more practical in your pursuit of romantic relationships. And now for the person who is looking for a relationship, but then they get confronted with a relationship that they were looking for, how they react to it, because it's almost like it's jarring that, oh, now I have to actually do it, even though I said I wanted it. I'm going to have to actually do it. This person's going to get into a relationship with you, or you're going to get into a relationship with that person, and you're going to realize that you are unhappy and you want to explore more options. So I don't see a happy outcome for any of this situations romantically for the spread that came out. I don't particularly see a happy outcome for any of them. Just more exploratory, and take it as, figuring life out for all parties involved, but I don't really see anything long term or committed coming out of any of those situations. Okay, so I want to move on to some oracle cards here. Move on to some oracle cards. See if that's enough cards to tell the story. Excuse me. Okay. Good thing these cards are small enough to fit in the frame. Somebody is really in despair. Either they lied about something or they got caught cheating. They're really upset. So somebody's upset that they caught someone cheating, or they're I think they're upset that they caught someone cheating. How often are cheaters really upset about what they did? They upset about getting caught what they did. But I don't think the person here who cheated or lied got caught. They didn't get, well, that's not true. They did get caught, but the cheater here, okay, this is a fun story, complicated. The cheater is still cheating, so they don't know that they got caught, basically, is what I'm trying to tell you. So there is somebody who is a cheater or a liar or a thief or however it goes, a dishonest person, and they think they're getting away with it. They do. There's someone else here who knows they are not honest, knows it. This person knows it. I don't know if they've gotten hard evidence, but they know it. And there's a conversation that needs to be had. There's definitely a conversation to fix the situation, because yeah, somebody wants, oh, this doesn't look good. I'm gonna be quite honest with you. There is a person here who is very much just not honest, upfront person. I don't know the nature of the relationship. I don't know how serious the relationship is between you and this person, but this is not an upfront, honest person. This person is just not an honest person. And then you have another person here who knows this about them. Like I said, I don't know if there's hard evidence that they caught this person lying, cheating, stealing, however. But the person who caught the cheater still wants to be with the cheater, the liar, the dishonest person. So instead of confronting them about their bad behavior, they are just in despair about it. And they want to talk to the person, get closer to the person, and make excuses for the person. Put on those blinders and continue to push through, knowing that this person isn't a very honest person. So this is like, for instance, this doesn't necessarily have to be anything romantic, but just for instance, I guess the easiest example for me to come up with would be in a romantic sense, where you're dating somebody who you know is a player, a dog, a conniver, schemer. They don't care. They're not particularly interested of trying to cover it up or lying to you about it, because you keep chasing after them. You keep chasing after, you keep making excuses, you keep trying to work it out, you keep trying to, wanting to be with them, and they're BSing you and everybody else around, and you keep pursuing this person. And so in their head, at some point where they thought, I got caught, and every single time they know they did something sloppy, and you don't say anything, you don't end it with them, you keep talking to them, they're like, okay. Not only can I continue to do what I'm doing, I can continue to be as reckless as I want to be, because this person keeps just sticking around like a loyal little dog that I keep kicking, that keeps following behind me. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. What's this over here? Because this is a very different energy. This is somebody who's very smart. It's like you're going to someone. Oh, somebody's going to a fortune teller. Oh, well, god darn, duh. I like, even if you're watching this and this message resonates for you, that's going to a fortune teller. That's dabbling into divination. Somebody's trying to find out if they, geez, guys, this is giving very pathetic energy. And when I say pathetic, it's not in a judgmental way. It's in a very, like, the same way you would see a stray dog in the streets and you want to help them, but you can't. That's like me looking at whoever this person is, because it's somebody very young and very naive who's allowing somebody to run circles around them. But because this person wants that person, they're allowing it to happen. And then they're on top of that going and getting readings done to find out if this person, if they got married. If you got married, you're not even in a committed relationship with this person. And when I say committed, that means if that person is cheating on you, you're not committed. Okay, because they are openly cheating, running around and playing you and not even doing too much to cover it up. So you're not in a committed relationship, and you're going to people trying to, or whoever this is going to people trying to figure out if they're going to be in a committed relationship, if they're going to get married. Can you get the man to commit first? So they're trying to figure out if he's the person that they're getting readings on would they continue to do what they're doing, or would they change, basically, if they got married? What's the fortune card? Because the fortune card is here in the fortune card, but I feel like this is, getting readings done. Normally the fortune card, you got the Lord coming up in the reverse, and the Lord in the reverse is like the Emperor in the reverse. So somebody is being very honest. Somebody's this person dates around. This is joyous card, is joyfulness card. Like, you have a lot of good cards around this person. And this person, like, is like a 4-leaf clover. And that's probably why you're attracted to them, right? They attract a lot of people that way. They're like a 4-leaf clover. They attract abundance easily. This is somebody who attracts abundance easily. So it's like you having to make the decision if you want to put up with somebody's cheating, lying ways, because they are an eligible bachelor, right? They're the eligible bachelor. And this is about, but I'm going to be quite honest with you. Even if you got this person if you somehow manage to tie this person down, they're never going to be, I say never, but they're not going to be committed. And they don't really feel like they have to be. Like, this is somebody who, like I said, just shines abundance. They bring it. So you ever meet those people in life who just, everything that they do is like they have the Midas touch. Everything that they do, it just brings abundance. And you want that, and I think you'll be happy with that. But the emotional side of the relationship is always going to be lacking, because this person is always going to be for the streets. They're for the streets. They are. But they'll provide you with a good life. They're definitely eligible bachelor. Definitely the Emperor. In the reverse, distorted masculine energy. And the one thing that's masculines, whether they're distorted or not, they have a mastery over the material world. So they're going to bring you that in abundance, but faithfulness, not really up their alley. There are some fights going on. Specifically if you are dealing with a work situation at work, from some misunderstandings. I would prefer, so if it has to do with work specifically, there was like an email that did not get sent. Somebody swears up and down they sent an email, and that I'm telling you that email did not get sent. Okay, but they swear up and down they sent the email. Something happened. Obviously, the email did not get sent, and now people are upset and people are fighting over it. Because the culprit is like, I sent it, and other people are like, no, you didn't. And it caused some sort of confusion at the workplace. Maybe you work in a place that deals with vendors in some way, shape, form, or fashion, and needed to be like a something that have to do with like point of sales or receipts or something like that. And it did not get sent, and it needed to be sent off to like the vendor at a certain time or a certain point. And they contacted, somebody knows they're lying. So you got somebody here who made a mistake. It was a mistake made in the workplace, and there's somebody who's either higher up or in charge, or there's just somebody who's just very arrogant about their job and they cannot admit when they're wrong. So you're dealing with that type of person. And I would say this is my advice for you, is to not get into a bitch fest, because that's what the fighting card is. It's like a petty back and forth. You're never going to win this war. You're not going to win it, because they are saying they sent the email. You're saying you didn't receive the email. People are getting involved. It's becoming bigger than what it is, because there's no way to prove anyone right or wrong in this situation. Even though you don't have it in your inbox, you could have easily deleted it. This person is saying that they sent it. They can't come up with the proof, but they know that it's. In the meantime, the vendor, whoever the vendor is, or whoever the third party is, because there's a third party here who is waiting on some like documentation or something. They don't care whose fault it was. They just know they didn't get what they needed. And they just let you know they didn't get what they needed. Nothing is falling apart because of it, but internally in the company, because your job depends on other people doing their job and, working together, it's creating a little bit of conflict. And I would just say that you are more interested in it and a little bit more huffy and puffy, or I'm not huffy and puffy. This person is a liar. They're very arrogant about their job. They're very arrogant about somebody who's been there like forever, and they're super arrogant about their job, and you can't ever tell them anything, and they're always right. And then they made a big mistake, and they can't admit that they made a mistake. And this, and everybody knows this about this person. That's this person's reputation. And they get on everybody's nerves. Like, honestly, they're always trying to tell other people how to do their job. We all know those people in the workplace. And so this is like your sticking gun. Like, no, we have the proof, this person. And like, you're the ringleader of like, no, we have it. But I'm telling you, it is not worth the drama at work. Move on, because it didn't like ruin a relationship with a third party. It didn't cancel an order. It didn't have huge consequences for this email not being sent off when it was supposed to. It's just a hiccup. You deal with it and you move on. But because it's this particular person, it really irked you that they just can't even admit that they did something wrong, that they made a mistake. And so you buckle down, 10 toes down, and it becomes bigger than what it really needs to be. And I'm telling you, the aftermath of all of this is not worth it. Okay, it really isn't. Yes, this person is a liar. Yes, this person cannot admit when they're wrong. Yes, they're very arrogant. Yes, they're annoying. Yes, all those things. You're right. The confirmation is there. But I'm telling you, it's not worth it. Because at the end of the day, if somebody's being let go for creating conflict, or, how stuff snowballs in companies and stuff like that, it would be you and not this person. Regardless, everybody knows this person isn't as great at their job. And we all know those people. But they're not going to lose their job. Okay? They're not. And I know it's frustrating, because it's always like mediocrity always rises to the top, right? When it comes to the work like I could bust my ass, but I am never going to get the recognition that this idiot gets. And everybody knows that they're horrible at their job, but it doesn't matter. That's not your fight to fight. It's not your cross to bear. Just buckle down, do your job, make sure all your T's are crossed and I's are dotted, and worry about yourself, because you worrying about this person is going to get you fired. It's going to get you in trouble. It's not going to benefit you. Okay. So that's my advice for that. All right, let's do these cards here. Got a lot of males who are in despair. In these readings, a lot of these readings are coming up about being in despair, but it's a lot of masculine energy who's in despair. I do see marriage here, so this has a lot to do with stability in a marriage context. This is, I feel like somebody here feels like somebody is their soulmate. Yeah. This feels like somebody here feels like somebody is their soulmate. Uh, you know what song just popped in my head and it makes my head hurt just after laying those last couple cards down because I was like, well, where is this going? So I'm like, well, so what? You think someone is your soulmate? What's the story here? And then of course I had to turn those last couple cards around, and now my head hurts. So the song "Ironic" by Alanis Morissette popped in my head, and if you're too young to remember that song, just go look on Apple Music, "Ironic" by Alanis, or video on YouTube. So this is the headache that comes with you thinking this person is your soulmate. This person is married. This person is married. So you can see why I say this is a headache. You're in despair because I don't even know that you're in love with this person, because sometimes when we convince ourselves that someone is, or you know, actually you could flip this as well. It might not be someone thinking that a married person is their soulmate. This might be a married person thinking that they met their soulmate who isn't their spouse. So you have to take it as it resonates. But anyway it goes, because it's dealing with a marriage and somebody who is off the market. I don't even know how people, like, it reminds me of that Jada Pinkett Smith saying, don't let your spouse or your husband get in between you and your soulmate. I thought it was the most ignorant statement I think I've ever heard in life. It was so ignorant. So ignorant. I don't even know how people who are married, I mean, you can be married for a long time, and people are people. I guess it's a little naive to think that just because you're married, you stop being a person. You're still a person, right? But if you're off the mark, see, I don't know, because it's kind of hard not to be a little, throw your own biases into your way of thinking when it comes to relationships. Because if I'm the type of person where if I'm single, and I am literally not looking, because most people say that when they're saying, oh, I'm not looking, but people are always looking. Like, that is just a fact of life. People are literally just always interested in romantic relationships. And I never understood that, because I'm not that type of person. When I'm interested in a romantic relationship, then I'm looking. When I am not interested in a romantic relationship, it's not me bullshitting. My heart is closed off. I am not looking. I am not going anywhere to meet people. It's a no to anybody who approaches me. The door is shut. So the idea that you are in a marriage and you have that door cracked open to even allow yourselves to think that someone else is more romantically perfect for you than the person that you married is wild to me. Because technically, with the idea of marriage is that you've shut that door. You've closed your heart off to any other prospects. And this is literally saying that you did not do that. To even think that somebody else could be your soulmate while you're married to another person means that you are open to finding that. And so it's kind of wild to me that that's the nature of a lot of people in relationships. But you do have, so it's either one, if that's the married person, then that's how that goes. If this is someone else thinking that a married person is their soulmate, I think that is unhealthy. And be all the way honest with you, that's unhealthy. And if you like, oh, well, yes, your opinion, blah, 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 blah. I mean, right smack dab in the middle of the reading, you have despair. Is it healthy to be pining away for someone who isn't available to you? I don't think anybody would agree with that. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you about this. I mean, other than what I just told you. I guess we can get an outcome from this situation. We can get an outcome. Yeah, this person they're not available to you. If they're not available to you, whoever it is, yeah, you will just be, look, damn. These cards, and you see I shuffled these cards. And you see that? This person isn't changing, honey. They're going to make you their mistress. Because that's, okay, let's get into the head of a married person, whether it's a man or a woman. Married people are the same. And people have said this over and over and over and over and over and over again. And for some reason, people outside of marriages do not. It's the same old story. This story is no different than the story that has been told over and over and over and over and over again. If you are dating a married person Just the oxymoron in that sentence. This person does not care about you. And I'm not saying they will never care about you, but they don't, when you enter into this relationship with them, they don't care about you. They care about themselves. They're selfish. The nature of being with a married person is inherently selfish, right? Because they're doing what's best for them. They're not doing what's best for you, right? They're doing what's best for them and their family that they've created. They're not doing what's best for you. And the way that most married people enter into affairs is them thinking that you have to sacrifice to be with them. You knew what you were getting involved with. You knew I was already committed to someone else. What type of person are you to involve yourself with someone who isn't emotionally available to you, who's already attached to another person, who chose someone else to settle down with, and the most I can give you is some time in the bedroom? What type of person are you? That's how married people think when they enter into affairs with you. You're fooling yourself to think it is anything else. So you're the one who's going to have to lower your standards, compromise your morals, be in a position to be at my beck and call to sully or dirty yourself in order to be with me, because I'm not changing my life to be with you. And that is literally what these cards are saying. This is a false person, a snake, and a woman. This is like the scarlet letter. The snake and a woman is a mistress, false person in reverse. You don't see yourself like that because all you want is love, and you have convinced yourself that this married man or woman or whoever is your soulmate. So you don't see yourself like that, but the world sees you like this, and this person sees you as the mistress. Okay? That's how they see you. Even if you don't see yourself that way, because you're doing it for love. You're fighting for love. You're in despair for love. Just because we perceive something a way doesn't make it that way. So you are the mistress. They're going to treat you like a mistress. They're going to possibly give you money. There are going to be fights and arguments because you think it's about love. This person, that's not how they're behaving, acting, or thinking about you. And this person is not going to change. They're not going to lose their life in order to make that sacrifice for you. They are stuck in this relationship because it is what they chose. It is the life that they built. It is the respectability that comes with being married. The respectability that comes with being married to the person they chose to marry. They do not see themselves marrying the mistress. Okay. They don't want that on them. And so you have to understand the context in which you are literally dating someone. This is a karmic. You have the Tree of Life here. Tree of Life is a karmic card to me. Karmic relationships, right? Learning lessons, privilege, courthouse, coffin. You might get pregnant by this person and that causes their wife to leave them. But this is this whole relationship, you got the Mountain card, it is just difficult from start to finish. There is nothing about this relationship that is fairy tale or pleasant. This is a karmic soulmate. Pleasant, or I'm not seeing any happy cards. I'm not seeing any, honey. Nah, I don't think this person is leaving. Even if you got pregnant by this person, their wife is not leaving them. This is solid. Whoever I am talking to, you are getting into a relationship that is so you understand, it's not just because some people who are not married, who end up being mistresses or messing with married people or falling in love with married people, don't understand the institution that is marriage. This person is literally in an institution with another person. And that institution is like bringing down the Catholic Church. They don't care what scandal comes through that church. They are not falling. I don't care. This man can get you pregnant. He can get another woman pregnant. This wife is sucking it up. She's sucking up all of it. This man is not leaving his wife. I don't care if you get pregnant. It's going to cause problems in their relationship, but guess what? It ain't going to happen. A divorce. That's not happening. I mean, you are literally living in a Will Smith, Jada Pinkett Smith sort of situation where I don't care what the scandal is. I don't care what people come through. I don't care what type of open relationship we have. I don't care who you get pregnant outside this marriage. This marriage is not ending. And it's just going to cause you absolute freaking hell. Hell. And eventually you're just going to leave this cheater. You're going to really start to see this person for who they are. But did they wear a mask, though? I think this is you fooling yourself. It's like end of the mask with this person. They're not loyal. They are a husband. They're a distorted husband. It's like you have to fool yourself. You have to literally fool yourself into thinking like, no, they're perfect for me. They're actually a good person. They just married the wrong person. They did not marry the wrong person. They married the person that they wanted to marry. And they're cheating with the person that they want to cheat with because you allowed it and you put up with it. There are some harsh truths that need to occur, that are going to occur. So if you think if I'm saying what I'm saying to you is harsh and I'm shitting all over your heart and stomping all over it, wait until you get into a relationship with this person. You're going to see what real pain feels like. The pain that you're feeling because you can't be with this person who you think is your soulmate, the married soulmate, is going to be 1/10 of what you're going to feel through the course of this relationship. The pain that they're going to drag you through the effing mud. But you know the one thing that they're not going to do? Divorce their wife. So that's if this is a harsh truth for you, this is 1/10 of what you're about to feel when you get into a relationship with this person, especially if you end up staying for a long time. Because I feel like that's a long-term affair, 10 years plus, a baby come out of it. Still this person not leaving their wife, still being the mistress, still, honey, it's just nothing good coming out of that relationship. No good feelings. I mean, even after, if like say you end up staying this person's mistress for 10 plus years, have a kid with them and everything like that, it's at the end of it, it's just you looking back on your life saying you absolutely wasted 10 years of your life. It is so karmic. It is insane. I mean, it is like dripping with karmic energy, so toxic karmic energy. That is not a good situation to be in. All right. Love and new beginnings. So here we go. Next message. These cards are a bit more positive. They're fortune cards, and that's why I like them. Not that they don't have their challenges, but yeah, love is work, love is work. It is. Karma. Reuniting with a karmic. So you are reuniting with a karmic here. A lot of karmic energy, even challenges, proposal, family, health, freedom. I don't know if this is telling me about the past situation. It seems very similar to the past situation. Reuniting with the karmic. I just told you about how that married person is a super karmic and the challenges that have come from it and being released from those challenges when you finally decide to stop dealing with this person. Let's get some new energy here. New energy, not old energy. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is about work. This is not about love at all. So let's do this. Someone here works a very challenging job. And what I mean by challenging, like this is somebody who like works on an oil rig, but you make buttloads of money, or this is somebody you are involved with who works on an oil rig, right? I'm sorry, it doesn't have to be specific to that, but I'm just saying a very challenging job, like a physical job, but they make really good money from this job. So the person that's coming into your life, if this pertains to love, is somebody who works a 9 to 5, not 9 to 5, but like a blue collar job, like it's a very physical job. But they make insane amounts of money because it's one of like pipe, like what is those pipe builders or pipe layers or pipe, if it would like people, not construction, not like construction workers, they don't make good money, but like somebody who does a job that's like dangerous and rare, like you can't, it's hard to get people to like working on an oil rig is like a difficult job, and it's really difficult to get people to want to do those jobs, so they get paid like $50 an hour, like ridiculous amounts of money, because nobody wants to do those jobs because they're very, very dangerous, like underwater pipe work and stuff like that. And that's the person that you're going to be in a relationship with. And this person is amazing to you. They're your sun. They're your happiness. They're going to be but you might not see them for months at a time because whatever job that they do takes them away for that time. But the relationship still stays, amazing. It's still, you still stay connected to the person. And like your dream relationship, funny enough, is coming from somebody who you're going to spend months apart from at times because the job that they do is really dangerous, but they make crap tons of money doing that job, so you don't have to worry about like stability or anything like that. But this person comes with a whole lot of love because they know that their job is dangerous and they don't have time. Like you're dealing with somebody who's a blue collar worker who doesn't have time to play around because literally they work like 16-hour, 18-hour days. I don't even know if that's legal. 16-hour days, I think is what's legal or whatever. But like, 60-hour a week, type weeks and stuff like that. So they don't even have time, and they're on a work site with nothing but men and stuff like that. So you don't have to worry about this person cheating. They're really about their business. They want to make you their world outside of work. They're really sweet. And like the job that they do just takes off. So if this isn't you, then this is or somebody you're dealing with, then this is you. Like you're going to take that job and then you're going to find love after it. But the core of this reading is saying that work is first, like it comes first. So whatever this job is, it's going to pay you a lot. Is manual labor work. It's going to take courage to do that thing, and then make relationship work in. But like this person does all of it. Like if you were the person that you're dealing with does it, like they don't shy away. They're not lazy. Like you can't be lazy doing this job. And then they incorporate, like you always feel connected to this person, even if you haven't seen each other for months. Like this person is a hard worker and they know how to do this very difficult, exhausting job, dangerous job, and still make you a priority in their life. So that's what you're dealing with here. If it's not that, then this is about having the courage to take on a job like the imposter syndrome. Like you want to get a job where your money is going to be great. It's a huge step up from where you are right now. But there's something about this imposter, like maybe you've never done it before. Maybe you just got out of a degree and you've never done, maybe you did an internship, but you've never done a job before, but you're stepping into a career where people who worked there, been working there and done this career for a very long time. And it's time for you to step up and not feel like an imposter and have the courage to do this job that you got the opportunity to do. It's a career change. It's different. It's, so it's like getting rid of the imposter syndrome and knowing that you can do this, that you got this. This is for you. The path has been laid out for you. You just need to have the courage to take the first step and walk down that path and be successful in it. Because I see a job making really good money, very, very much, leaps and bounds more than what you are right now. But it's just going to take courage to step into that world and feel like you belong and let go of the imposter syndrome. All right, guys. So those are the messages that I have for you. I really hope they help. I really hope you got something out of this reading, this video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, positive feedback and comments in the comment section. And I will see you next time.